Ladies and gentlemen, we got to talk about this situation, guys. Welcome to the stream, Ringo TV Reactions. This particular story here, man, this is the reason why I got to make you guys know about these sick content creators that act like they care about victims. They want to talk about Epstein and Trump, but yet Anton Johnson raped viciously, violently, forcefully raped an 11-year-old girl. And Nubreed Global Lies won't talk about that demon. Could you believe that? An 11-year-old was violated, and Nubreed Global Lies won't talk about that. But he said in this video that he cares about the victims. Let's play the tape and find out what he had to say about victims and Trump and Epstein, and let's see if he's living up to what he claims to be.
I got a pivotal message today. And this is in light of the whole fiasco going on with the Epstein files and the infamous list that Donald Trump refused to release. And I was looking at the entire situation, also looking at what's going on with the Diddy trial, and I had an epiphany. I realized that America seems to be desensitizing people to PDF files, perversion, promiscuity, sexual immorality, and deviancy. And it seems that America is actually programming people through ideological subversion to accept sexual degeneracy. And I'm jumping out in front of this now and saying it because our children are at stake, our youth. And it seems like they're living in a time in which they're unprotected. And not many people have the courage to actually speak on these matters because there's a broad path to damnation, and you will be surprised who really is a sexual deviant and a degenerate.
And that's you. You're a sexual deviant, and that's why you're not talking about the story of Anton Johnson, who viciously, violently, forcefully raped an 11-year-old girl, guys. And Nubreed will not talk about the topic because he don't believe in exposing black people that commit crimes. He say that I'm a sellout because I talk about these demons that are out here hurting children. You understand? This demon animal, Anton Johnson, took a young girl into a bathroom stall, went to the last stall in the bathroom, locked in the door, and did the unthinkable. Then took her out of it, threw her on the floor, and proceeded to violate her again. And Nubreed won't talk about these stories. Instead, he want to talk about Epstein and Trump files and all this garbage while kids are being destroyed. Now, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, Nubreed Global Lies is the same content creator that spread false rumors, disinformation, claiming that I'm a pedophile. I never been arrested in my life, no victims, no nothing. He just made this up out of thin air because he want people to not like me so they don't support my platform because he's jealous of me. Then he made another misleading video claiming that I practice incest and teaches that you can have sexual relations with your brother and sister, which is another lie. All of this is disinformation in order to cause extreme public outrage. But yet, he's not outraged about the story of Anton Johnson. He don't care about that. He don't care about this demon, this 18-year-old demon who took the innocence of an 11-year-old who was just out at camp, believe some dance class or camp class or something along them lines. She ran into the bathroom to go use the bathroom. That demon told the young girl, could you get me some tissue? Because there's no tissue in the male's bathroom. As she walked in, that animal went in behind her and grabbed her by the mouth and pulled her into the bathroom stall and proceeded to SA and viciously take her innocence, violently. And this demon, Nubreed Global Lies, have nothing to say about the topic. Nothing to say about it, guys. And he's the same one who said he's concerned about the victims. He's concerned about the children. He's not concerned about the children. And if you see him try to talk about the story now, it's only because I'm talking about it. He does it all the time. The story is about 4 to 5 days old. So how come as a YouTuber, he didn't talk about it yet if he's so concerned about the victims? Why? Listen at this garbage.
I mean, there's a whole lot of religious leaders, a whole lot of people who have influence. There's people who are considered high members of society. You know, your firefighters, your doctors, your school teachers, your nurses, and so forth. So it becomes something that's taboo. And nobody wants to talk about the victims.
Yeah, nobody want to talk about the victims. That's why I'm here to talk about the victims. Let's go.
18-year-old Antoine Johnson facing a judge from a cell at TGK.
This is a capital case and it's very serious.
He's now behind bars, accused of an 11-year-old girl. Police say it happened Wednesday here at Gwen Cherry Park. Witnesses tell 7 News the girl was attending a cheer camp when she ran to the bathroom. Johnson was waiting outside. According to the arrest report, Johnson approached her and, quote, asked her to go into the female's bathroom to get him toilet paper because there was no toilet paper in the men's bathroom. When the girl walked in, Johnson followed, grabbed the girl, and brought her to the very last stall. The arrest report says that Johnson, quote, covered the victim's mouth, choked her, exposed himself, lowered the victim's shorts and underwear, and forced intercourse. But someone else walked into the bathroom. Johnson ran out and ran off. That's when the arrest report says, quote, citizens at the park chased after the defendant and detained him until police arrived.
You are to have absolutely no contact with the victim in this case. Do you understand the extent of the no contact order?
Yes.
Do you see what's going on here, ladies and gentlemen? Do you see the demon? That demon that you see on the screen took the innocence of an 11-year-old. Yet Nubreed Global Lies don't talk about these issues. Instead, what he does is he make false allegation videos about me, accusing me of these kind of crimes. Yet you got real criminals committing these crimes and he don't talk about it. Why? Because he's also a sexual deviant. And sexual deviants normally protect their own. They normally protect their own. Imagine this animal that you see on the screen, this beast, took an 11-year-old and destroyed her life. Totally destroyed her life, guys. And Nubreed has nothing to say about it. Instead, he want to talk about Epstein.
What's good, everybody? It's your brother Nubreed coming through with another. in the infamous list that Donald Trump refused to release. And I was looking at the entire situation, also looking at what's going on with the Diddy trial, and I had an epiphany.
Why you ain't have an epiphany about the 11-year-old girl who was violently raped by the hands of a demon? You got time to talk about me and make false allegations, disinformation, and post nothing but lies. I'm more important. But yet you got this demon 18-year-old criminal that viciously, in his sick mind, forced himself on an 11-year-old, and you are not here to protect the victims. You're not protecting the victims. I'm doing the work. Instead, he turns a blind eye to the story, guys. He's not interested in these kind of stories. You know why? Because it involves black men. He loves to protect black men that violate kids. That's what he loves to do, guys. You would think with all the videos he made falsely accusing me of being a pedophile, right? You would think that he would be here to defend an 11-year-old girl. But oh no. He want to know about the Epstein files. I want to know why you are not talking about Anton Johnson. Why you're not talking about the story. That young girl was violated. Another woman came into the bathroom and was shocked to see this beast on top of this girl, brutalizing her, taking her innocence. They chased down the 18-year-old. They beat him senselessly, which I'm happy about. They beat him senselessly, guys. They lumped him up for what he did. And yet, Nubreed Global Lies have nothing to say about it. Totally silent.
I realized that America seems to be desensitizing people to PDF files.
He said pedophiles.
Perversion. Promiscuity. Sexual immorality and deviancy.
But all of those things you do. Because we talked about that in my last stream where you said that all the prophets in the Bibles were pimps and smooth talkers with the ladies. Remember? But yet, you got this 18-year-old that forced himself on an 11-year-old and you don't got nothing to say. And don't try to go make a video because we're going to expose that too. Because we're going to know that you're watching me, copying every single thing I do. See, I'm on my job. I'm actually dealing with the real issues, the real topics affecting lives. So once you even try to make a video about this guy, we're going to go live again and we're going to expose you for being a hypocrite who is only trying to do damage control after you've been exposed. So go on and continue to make videos about Trump and Epstein files. Don't even waste your time talking about the real issues. That's my job. You don't talk about real issues. You don't even care about these victims, but you want people to believe like you care about the kids. You care about the victims. Isn't that what he said, guys? He talked about how you got to teach your children this and teach your children that. Well, how come he's not talking about this situation?
And it seems that America is actually programming people.
No, America ain't doing anything. You're doing everything.
Through ideological subversion.
Stop using all of that madness and all these big words trying to sound intelligent.
To accept sexual degeneracy. And I'm jumping out in front of this now and saying it because our children are at stake.
Well, why you're not talking about the children that are being victimized by these demons? This young 18-year-old black male viciously violated an 11-year-old and you got nothing to say about it. Why? Are you protecting him? Are you protecting the predators? That black male is a predator, a demon. He's a demon that violated an 11-year-old, and Nubreed is not talking about it, people. He protects the predators. Why he's not talking about the predator? He was just in this video saying nobody's talking about Epstein. These content creators are not talking about Epstein. You know why we're not? Because we got real big fish to fry. These kind of demons you see on the screen. That's why. Let's get back at the content.
Our youth. And it seems like they're living in a time in which they're unprotected. And not many people have the courage to actually speak on these matters because there's a broad path to damnation, and you will be surprised who really is a sexual deviant and a degenerate. I mean, there's a whole lot of religious leaders, a whole lot of people who have influence. There's people who are considered high members of society. You know, your firefighters, your doctors, your school teachers, your nurses, and so forth. So it becomes something that's taboo. And nobody wants to talk about the victims.
Yeah, you don't want to talk about the victims. You don't want to talk about the fact that this monster brutalized an 11-year-old. Why are you protecting predators? I thought you focused on the victims. I thought you cared. Why you're not focusing on holding these demons accountable? You know why? Because you're a demon too. That's why. Shout out to Caramel Kimmy Kim. I see you in the building. Appreciate everybody stopping by. If you're now stopping by, be sure to double tap. Well, not double tap. Just click the like button as you come into the building. We have 100 people in the building. Let's get to 100 likes, guys. We got to support the stream. That is how YouTube is able to push the videos. These are real topics, real issues. Real victims have been hurt. And in order to get the messages out there, we got to bring awareness to this by clicking the like button so YouTube know that you like the video. When you don't click the like button, it hurts the content. So as much as I'm speaking the truth, YouTube will not share the videos with anyone. So that means all the victims suffer. All my words fall on deaf ears because nobody's getting the content. And then people like this guy, he continually protects the predators. Rather than him exposing the real predators, instead what he do is he make false allegation videos about me. This guy accused me to be a predator. He accuses me of being a pedophile. That's what he does, guys, because he notices social media and people love drama. So he makes up stories out of thin air, posts them on social media, and then all of a sudden everybody's upset with me. But then when you got the real predators, the real victims that are hurt, violated, he don't even talk about those people. He protects them. Ain't that a shame?
And it seems like you see a lot of what I would call programming that takes place on social media where people make light of the situation.
And that's exactly what you're doing. You're making light of this particular situation with this demon.
18-year-old Antoine Johnson facing a judge from a cell at TGK.
This is a capital case and it's very serious.
He's now behind bars, accused of an 11-year-old girl.
Wow.
Police say it happened Wednesday here at Gwen Cherry Park. Witnesses tell 7 News the girl was attending a cheer camp when she...
A chair camp. She was attending a chair camp for the youth. You see that? A chair camp. Teaching her how to do chairs. 11.
ran to the bathroom. Johnson was waiting outside.
The demon was waiting outside. This monster, this beast was waiting outside. This animal, this creature, this sick bastard was waiting outside for the kids. Waiting there like a wolf, waiting for blood. You see that? And Nubreed Global Lies have nothing to say about this.
According to the arrest report,
According to the arrest report, what?
Johnson approached her and, quote, asked her to go into the female's bathroom.
You see how he lured her in? He asked her to go into the female's bathroom to get him toilet paper. And the young girl thought, there's nothing wrong with that. I can do that for him. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Being nice. But the whole time, he was luring her in to violate her.
Get him toilet paper because there was no toilet paper in the men's bathroom.
Wow.
When the girl walked in,
look at the bathroom, this disgusting bathroom, this filthy floor. This demon took advantage of her, guys. In that bathroom right there. Could you believe that? Ain't that a shame? And Nubreed Global Lies have nothing to say about this.
Johnson followed, grabbed the girl, and brought her to the very last stall.
Brought her into that dirty, disgusting stall as this young girl was frightened, confused, didn't know what to expect. Her parents are probably somewhere else because, you know, they dropped her off at the camp. So she's in this stall with this demon. Have no clue if she's gonna live or die. She don't know what to expect. She's innocent. Don't know what's going on. This demon did what? Lock the door. Look at the door, guys. Envision yourself in that stall. Envision it. Think about what was going on in the mind of the 11-year-old. Think about what's going on in her heart as it's racing as the door is locked.
The arrest report says that Johnson, quote, covered the victim's mouth.
Covered the victim's what? Her mouth?
Choked her.
Choked her? So she's being choked. No air. He's choking her out.
Exposed himself.
Exposed himself. Pulled down his pants. Made her see his meat. He displayed himself to an 11-year-old. That's a predator. Why Nubreed Global Lies have not addressed the predators that are destroying the community?
Lowered the victim's shorts and
lowered the victim's shorts,
underwear, and forced intercourse.
Forced intercourse. Could you believe that, guys? That's what he did. That's what he did. That disgusting piece of shit did that to that 11-year-old. And yet, Nubreed Global Lies claim that he's a father and has children, but yet he don't care about the kids.
But someone else walked into the bathroom.
Someone else walked into the bathroom. Thank God somebody walked into the bathroom because he was going to kill her.
Johnson ran out and ran off. That's when the arrest report says, quote, citizens at the park chased after the defendant and detained him until police arrived.
In another video, it talks about how the people beat him senselessly. They beat him to a pulp. Beat him down real good. You know what I mean? And then when the police came, police took him into custody.
You are to have absolutely no contact with the victim in this case. You understand the extent of the no contact order?
Yes.
Listen, that demon is finished when he get to prison. He's done. When he get into prison, he's going to be somebody's bitch. Do you understand me? Trust me. They are going to do him in. He ain't going to get no rest. No rest whatsoever. There is no way when he get into the pen that he's going to have a nice stay. Why Nubreed Global Lies is not talking about these predators? Why I got to do all the work? Why I'm doing all the work, guys? I'm focusing on the real stories, yet I don't get no support. I don't get no love from the people. The people hate me. They hate me because I hold these demons accountable. Why are you talking about black people? Why are you putting black people down? What are you talking about putting black people down? This is an animal. That's not my people. That demon that you see on the screen is not my people. He's not. That's the devil's child. You understand? I just want to know why that demon, that religious man, is not holding these animals accountable for their crimes against kids. Why they're not? Why he's not doing it, guys?
You have people literally pushing narratives that make people forget about the victims.
But you forgot about the victims. That young girl's 11 years old. Now she's destroyed for life. She's traumatized for life. How could she go back to camp? How could she go back to camp after this guy took her innocence? What's going on in her mind? She's going to need prayer. She's going to need counseling. She's going to need deliverance. She's going to need everything. Her spirit is destroyed forever. And yet this demon you see on the screen won't talk about these issues because he's protecting the predators.
I have a problem with that. I have a problem with that because I'm a person with children. I have a problem with that because it seems that this whole entire country is beginning to be shrouded in mystery. And it seems like a lot of complicity. Because if you don't speak out, if you don't display any public outrage regarding what's happening with the Epstein files.
He's worried about Epstein files, guys, when kids are being sexually assaulted and raped. He's worried about some Epstein files when an 11-year-old was brutally destroyed and violated viciously while her mouth was covered and she couldn't even scream, guys. Think about what she was going through. Think about the horror, the shock, her heart racing as this beast forcefully takes her innocence. And this guy is worried about the Epstein files rather than holding these demons accountable.
Then you're complicit with wickedness and darkness. And see, the powers that be know that if they were to release those files, then all of the celebrities, entertainers, governors, politicians, so forth that are linked to said list who have done something to harm or violate JITs, then it would be some type of uprising, some type of revolution that takes place.
Do you see where his mind is? Do he care about the kids? I mean, what is he talking about? Epstein and Diddy, that has nothing to do with kids. I thought he said he cares about the kids.
And that's why you see MAGA turning their back on Trump. This is why you see a slight resistance taking place now. Because I'm a firm believer that there are still good people walking the face of this planet. There's still good people in America. But those who have influence a lot of the times, they like to promote wickedness. And you got to be careful. You got to start judging people by the words that come out of their mouths, the things they do and say.
And the things that they don't say, like how you are not standing up for the victims that you claim you support. See, I'm the one doing the work while you sit and talk all day. You're not doing no work. You're not even working. You understand? An 11-year-old was violated. What have you said about that? Nothing. And if you try to say anything about that, I will make another video to expose you for being a hypocrite because you're not thinking about these stories. You only think about them when I hold you to the fire.
You know, how they tend to look at these type of topics, because, ladies and gentlemen, there seems to be no protection for the children. And I want to say this.
Notice he just said there's no protection for the children. But yet a young girl was violated and he got nothing to say about it.
You got to teach them. Teach who? The children. You got to teach them the telltale signs of someone who may be a predator.
Well, we're talking about a predator right now. But for some reason, you turn a blind eye to those stories. Instead, you try to focus on me as a predator when I'm a family man. You try to convince your viewers that I'm a predator. But yet we got a real predator right there next to you. And you haven't said anything about it. Why is that? I know you know about the story, but you won't talk about it. Why? Because you protect sexual deviance.
Straight up. And I know this is a taboo conversation, but this is reality. In the day and age that we live in, you have to let them know if somebody touch you and that makes you feel uncomfortable. And you must tell somebody. You must tell an adult.
You see how he's acting like he cares about the kids? He don't really care about the kids, guys. He don't. Because if this man cared about the kids, all his kids would be living with him under one roof. This man produces babies and have baby mamas in different area codes. If he really cared about the kids, all of his children would be under the same roof. This man have a white woman under his roof. Not a black woman, a white woman. You understand? Who pose as if though she's Mexican, but her father is a Spaniard, which means he's a white man. So she's white, right? Now, why he didn't honor the black woman to live in the house? Come on now. I'm just speaking facts, you know? Because he acts as if though he loved his people, but he put the white woman above the black woman. You don't see that as a problem? Why all his kids are not under the same roof? How could you be a father, right? Have multiple baby mamas, kids all over the place. How do you protect all those kids if you're not around them all day? If your eyes are not around your kids, then the same demon that raped that 11-year-old, that can happen to anybody's kids if you're not keeping your eyes on your kids. Right? So how could he be a good father to his children if they don't all live under the same roof? So before he talk about kids or protecting kids, he would have to be a practitioner of being a provider and a protector. You can't be a good provider if your kids don't live with you. You can't be a good protector if your kids don't live with you, because if you live in another house and your kids live, 50 miles away or 100 miles away and something happened, it's going to take you about 2 hours to get to those kids. You see? So you're not being a good father. A good father will provide to make sure that all his kids are around him. So he's not in a position to even talk about these things.
And you got to let people know what it is. Let your children know what it is. Know what I'm saying? Because it's too often where these things aren't discussed and they don't know how to deal with that type of abuse.
A young girl was abused, but you don't care. You don't care about her. You don't care. I don't know the ethnicity of the young girl, but I'm possibly believing that she could be white. There's a strong possibility that she could be white. I believe this happened in Florida, and I believe there's a strong possibility she could be white or possibly Mexican. I'm not sure, right? Because I'm looking at the news and I'm learning about these stories. I think I learned about this about 2 days ago or a day ago. I saw it on my feeds and I kind of saved the video. And when I see these kind of stories, there's a lot of stories I got to cover. There's a lot of stories that's happening. But I'm like, wow, this guy acts like he cares about the youth, but yet he's not talking about these news stories that are affecting the youth. So now this young 11-year-old is damaged for life. How does she cope with this? Who counsels her? What do you do? How do you pray for someone that been victimized like this, that been abused? What is Nubreed Global Lies doing to help the community? What is he doing with his influence to help the youth?
Because it wasn't talked about. So, you're looking at what's going on and you're seeing what this world is becoming. You see what the country is becoming. And you got to start really holding a magnifying glass to those who have a position of influence.
Right, like you. You have a position of influence, but you're not talking about the real issues because you're a coward and you're protecting predators. And people need to use that magnifying glass to realize that you're not really who you claim to be. You're not a man of God. You don't follow the Bible, and you don't give a damn about the kids. You don't.
Those who can speak out. Who's speaking out and who's not?
Well, you're not. I'm the one speaking out.
Who is going along with the filthiness and the perversion, and who's not?
Well, I'm not going along with the perversion, but you are. Because when you don't talk about these stories, what you're essentially saying is that you're in support of these predators. You're in support of the predator.
Because I could tell you now, there's quite a few content creators in which I exposed.
You hear that? Content creators, which he claimed he exposed. He's talking about me. He didn't expose me. He put out disinformation, fabricated lies, distorted narratives, twisted information in order to try to paint me as a predator, in order to paint me as a guy that supports incest. These are the type of things that that animal does. But when you got real predators, like Anton right there on the screen, for whatever reason, he's not talking about him. We're talking about real predators that violate real kids, real youth. And yet, the content creators are not talking about these issues.
For making light of what took place in the Diddy trial. And a lot of these creators are completely silent about what's taking place with the Epstein list.
He's talking about content creators being silent about the Epstein list, but yet he's silent about a young 11-year-old that was raped. Think about that, guys. Not only that, he disrespected my kids, put my kids on video, talking about my girls in a negative way. Who does that? What grown man does that? What adult talks about somebody's kids? You know the rules. Kids are off limits. You got something to say about me, you could talk about me all day. But when you're talking about the kids, then you're a coward. It's like you're doing that to really provoke somebody. You want somebody to crash out. That's what you're basically trying to do. You know? So I'm just holding him to his standards. He claimed that he cares about the kids. Well, I don't see him talking for the kids. I want you to understand, guys, an 11-year-old was brutally, savagely raped in a public bathroom, guys. A public bathroom with nobody there to help her, guys. A young 11-year-old was in this dark, disgusting bathroom, guys. In this bathroom alone. A stink, rank bathroom. You understand? With this demon. And had nobody there to save her. Nobody there was to save her, guys. He raped her inside the bathroom stall. Then he took her and put her on the floor and proceeded to rape her again, guys. Twice. Ain't no telling what this guy did to her, man. You see? And all she wanted to do is just go to use the bathroom. Now think about that. She had to go use the bathroom. So think about this, guys. She didn't even get to use the bathroom. Think about this. She went into the bathroom to use the bathroom. She didn't even get to use the bathroom because the demon went in there to violate her. Are y'all seeing this? And yet, New Demon won't address these topics because why? It exposes a young black male who is FBA. He tries to make the FBA community feel like they don't commit crimes. You see? Just look at that beast on the screen. He looked like that's his brother. When you really think about it, when you look at the animal and then you look at Nubreed, they look like brothers. No wonder he ain't talking about the situation.
Followed, grabbed the girl, and brought
Think about that. Grab the girl.
her to the very last stall.
Brought her to a dirty, pissy stall. Imagine the fear that was on that young girl. The fear as she's in this bathroom and she's there and the guy is trying his best to violate her. And she got to use the bathroom at the same time. She's scared. The door's locked. Nobody's there to help. It's just a disgusting environment. And that's the memory she got in her mind forever. So even when she become an adult, she's going to have a problem with men. She's going to be traumatized. She ain't going to trust men. And you know how many women this happened to? Do you know how many women have stories of this very same thing? Getting violated by a cousin, an uncle, a family friend, you know? And they have issues with men as they get older. It's because of these demons.
The arrest report says that Johnson, quote, covered the victim's mouth, choked her, exposed himself, lowered the victim's shorts and underwear, and forced intercourse.
Wow. Man, oh man. Man, oh man. That's crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. And this guy is more concerned about Epstein.
And I find that ironic. You know, it's like in this land here, you got a lot of people who want to get in certain positions, so they'll do whatever it takes to sell their own people out.
See? To sell their own people out. He don't like when I talk about black people, y'all. He don't like that. That's why he's not talking about the rapist who violated the 11-year-old. You see that? Because he's more concerned about somebody selling out his people. So in his mind, his people are predators. And he's protecting them. That's sick, man. Very, very sick. This is a sick man to know about these stories and refuse to talk about them, guys. Absolutely sick, man. But anyway, y'all, I'm going to get up on out of here, man, because it's like these stories is just sick, man. That 11-year-old is going to need prayer. She's going to need a lot of counseling, man. A lot of counseling, man. Man, oh man, bro. You know, when you think of those things, man, especially as a father, as a mother, and you think about, man, you got kids, you have an 11-year-old, and you think about some ninja doing stuff like that. Fam, I don't think the police will be able to get the dude in custody. I just don't. Like, you know, like how when you pick, you're not wishing bad on your own kids, but it's like in your mind, you're like, if something like that happened to your kids, most high forbid, the dude, the 18-year-old wouldn't make it to the police car. He wouldn't be around no more. They'll be taking me to prison instead. I just can't picture him going into the car getting arrested, man. Nah, bruh. Nah. You getting beat, bruh. You getting beat. You getting beat with a baseball bat with nails. That's how you getting beat. Literally. I would literally get a baseball bat. Get them big old nails from Home Depot. Them big nails. Put them things inside that baseball bat and beat you with it. And then let the cops come take me in. I don't care. That's what I would do. You won't be able to just go to jail, bro. I gotta get my revenge, man. I'm sorry. I gotta get my revenge. You talking about an 11-year-old and you brutally destroyed her soul forever. Now I gotta destroy your soul now. See? Ain't gonna be no prayer services. Ain't gonna be no forgiveness. None of that stuff. I don't want to hear nothing about that. Don't come trying to preach to me now. No way. So, they got him in custody. You know he gonna do a lot of time. So he's gonna get his in prison. I don't know, man. It's like, just like, man, this is just messed up, man. But hey, y'all can count on me to bring y'all the news on what's going on in the street. It is what it is. Just know that that demon content creator, he don't address real news, real topics. You know what I'm saying? He want to talk about Trump and Epstein. So if you see him make any videos talking about this story, you know he's watching me. He's watching me, and he's going to try to act like he care. And he's going to throw subliminal shots and do all of that goofy stuff. Just know that he's fake. Fake. He's watching me while I work. I'm the one doing the work, guys. I'm the one bringing out the news, talking about the real stories. So it is what it is, man. I'm going to get up on out of here. Appreciate all of y'all stopping by. And I'll catch you on the next stream. Right? So I'm out of here, y'all. Y'all take care. Rate, comment, and subscribe. I'm out. Peace.
If you like our content, consider supporting via Cash App at $Ringo TV Raw. Become a patron on patreon.com for exclusive video content not shown on YouTube. You could also support through PayPal at paypal.me/RingoTVRaw. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified of new content. Follow me on Instagram at RingoTVRaw.
This is Ringo TV Reactions, the only channel on YouTube bringing you the truth 100% raw and uncut. I'm out. Peace.